But before we get into skill number 5 and skill number 6 this afternoon, I want to have a little panel discussion. There's a really cool thing that's happening inside of network marketing, which is young people doing extraordinarily well. Really great. And as a person, thank you, Roger. And as a person that started off as a young person, understanding those sensitivities, I'm going to curve them just a little bit.
Yeah, we got to move forward.
We do? Okay. I'll move forward, you move forward. These guys get irritated with me when I throw curveballs at them like this, but they handle it like pros. So what I want to do is I want to bring up 6 different individuals from different companies. We're not going to be talking about companies, but we're going to be talking about what's happening with young people, how they're growing their organizations, how they're approaching building their business. I think you'll find it interesting. So our first presenter, panelist, comes all the way from Norway. He's 23 years old. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Nikolai Ruud. Nikolai, come on up. Welcome, welcome. Grab a seat. Next, all the way from Germany, please welcome Danian Fire. Danian, get on up here. There he is. Nice to see you. The rest are from the United States. Please welcome up. I'm just going to bring you all up, and then I'll have to do your introductions. Luke Curry, Jared Wilkins, Patty Hennow McPherson, and Alex Morton. Come on up. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, take a seat. This young group's doing extremely well, and I wanted them to share some ideas. You know, sometimes we get all these presenters, all these old people up here, and you guys are really doing some amazing things. What I'd like to do is have you quickly share with everybody your story. Just quickly go through, like you're telling your story, like we talked about this afternoon. How did you get involved in network marketing, and what's happened since then? In a couple minutes each. So let's start with Alex down in the end.
All right. Well, I'm 24 years old, normal average kid. Grew up in Bexley, Ohio, small little town. Always wanted to make a lot of money. Always wanted to be, successful. Never really was the kid in the classroom getting straight A's. Always knew there was something, more. And one thing that I really struggled with as a young person was these teachers were, just programming, us with, go to high school, get good grades, go to college, get good grades, make a resume, get a job, go work for somebody else for the rest of your life. And, I knew that wasn't the correct way if you ever wanted to have, a lot of money and live, a fabulous life. So I got introduced to, this industry at Arizona State. I was partying a lot at ASU. And this whole thing hit me in the face, and at first, very skeptical, too good to be true, scam, one of those things. And then I got educated and informed, and it just made sense, And when things make sense, they tend to make a lot of dollars. So, I locked arms with the guy who taught me, how to really do this thing, and we've been blowing it up, ever since. I'm just fortunate to be here today and, just learn from these legends up here. And
how much did you earn how much are you going to earn in 2013, approximately?
2013, I'll make about $850,000.
24 years old, folks. 24 years old. And I will tell you one thing I know about Alex is whatever he might have in insecurity, he makes up in passion. If he's nervous about something, he's going to become double passionate about it. And people attract to passion, don't they?
100%.
100%.
100%.
All right, Nikolai. Now, let me just tell you one quick thing about Nikolai. Nikolai, I did a 90-day game plan training in Norway a little over a year ago. and he was a student, 22 years old. And he made a decision there. This is just 1 year ago, 22. Tell him, what was your decision to join network marketing and what's happened since? And I know this isn't your first language, so don't be stressed. It's no worries.
It's okay. I started for 1.5 years ago, but I was introduced 2 years before that. I had 10 exposures, and I said no, because I was a student and I had bigger plans. I was too good for network marketing. I wasn't the guy that running around selling skincare products and screaming hallelujah. So that wasn't nothing for me. But my sponsor was a smart kind of girl, so she lent me her Porsche a whole summer.
Wow.
And
that's duplicatable.
yeah, of course.
I don't argue with it. Hey, it worked.
And of course,
So first thing you need to do, buy like 10 Porsches, then lend them out to college kids. Yeah, yeah, okay.
And of course, I told my friends that it was mine. So I was fucked.
I think it's a language barrier thing.
Now I had no choice. If I wanted a car like that, I had to join network marketing. And three weeks in the end of the summer, I have to give my sponsor the car back and go back to my yellow broke mobile. And 3 weeks after that, Eric was in town, was in Oslo in Norway. And that was the first time I saw the 90-day game plan. And that did something to me. I had 17 people in the room, and we went crazy in 90 days. 12 months after that, I accomplished the top rank in my company and had 50% of the people in the room. So
at the convention 1 year later, over 50% of the room was just from their group. Awesome. How about Danian? Tell everybody your story.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I'm 28 years old. I'm originally from Germany. I live in Dubai now. And yeah, I mean, when I was a child, I was raised, my family was very loving, very kind, very strict. But the most important thing is they never spend money. I mean, literally never. When I was born, my mom was 19 years old. And I remember like almost every piece of clothes that I would wear was from my cousin. And then probably were once or twice in a restaurant before I was 15. When we did holidays, we were in a caravan somewhere and other people were going in the hotels, and I was thinking, man, why can't they go in the hotel? I want to go in the hotel. Like, you know, for me, I had this mindset, every hotel is beautiful. I thought that every hotel is amazing. Well, now I realized it's probably not quite true, but back then it was like that. And so I was really always dreaming, like, to just one day change my life and really one day make a lot of money. It was just that, you know? And obviously there was no real chance to do that. I mean, there wasn't even a plan to do that. Like, the best plan I figured out was taking my two sisters and doing a circus at home and invite my parents and let them pay their fee to see the circus and stuff. And like, really. And then the first time I remember very, very clearly, I saw network marketing, I couldn't sleep. For me, it was so beautiful. The first day, I remember in Frankfurt, 2003, Relaxa Hotel, I come in this room, I see these people dressed up, I see the cars outside, and I think, oh my God, this is true. That my biggest fear was that's something illegal. That was my biggest fear. But once I came there, I saw, oh my God, that has to be legal because they're doing it in the open hotel. If that was illegal, somebody would have seen and recognized. So I'm there and they keep on telling me this 525, 125, and I think, oh my God, this is actually really happening. So it was a 2-day training, and I remember the next morning I was getting up, I was sleeping at a friend's house because obviously I had no money for the hotel, and I was staying there waiting for my sponsor's friend to pick me up, and he wasn't showing up. And I was thinking, man, that was just a dream yesterday. That wasn't true. So I really fell in love with network marketing. You have no idea. And the true cliche of coming home, waking up my parents. I was really good in school, so that shocked them even more. Then I said, Mom, I'm going to be a millionaire. So that was really how it all started. So since then, I was like I don't even know if mesmerized is the right word, but I was like just focused. Like I was just like doing anything I could and went through a lot of things. And then finally, 3.5 years ago, I found the right company for me, and I started, and I worked really good. And my first month, I made $3,000, and never made less than $3,000 starting the first month. But obviously, my first 7 months, 10 years ago, I made zero money. So it took me 7 years to 7 months, sorry, to recruit the first person. Anyways, so after 9 months, I hit the first time 10,000 euros. After 14 months, I hit the first time 20,000 euros in 1 month. And then I heard about the 90-day game plan, and some of you maybe have seen this, the show that we did together on Network Marketing Pro. All I heard was this question, have you ever given 100%? And I asked my friend, I said, man, have you ever seriously given it 100%? And he was like, no, not really. And I was like, okay, let's try this. And we really went insane. And I guess that's why it's called Insanity Bootcamp. And we went insane for an exact 54 days. And I made my biggest check then so far, which was $98,000. And that was just like, it just expanded my vision. And obviously, this is not my regularity check yet. But that was the first time I saw a completely different thing. And when I now look back my life, it completely changed. I'm traveling around the world. I'm like just the food that's in front of me, my sister would cry if she would see it. And so I think it's an opportunity to give so much back, and that's amazing. Thank you.
Well done. Luke Curry. Luke.
Sorry if you can't understand my English. I'm from Kentucky, so I apologize. We'll get a translator up here in a minute, but starting out in Kentucky, the hardest part is, you know, everybody's from there. I did an event Wednesday in Las Vegas. I said, raise your hand if you're from here. 3 people in the whole room raised their hand. So in Kentucky, you know, we're trying to get outside of there, but we got about 5,000 people in the town that I live in. There's only 100,000 people. So unfortunately, everybody's related in Kentucky. So it's been real hard to build the business outside of there. But we were fortunate. Network marketing found us. My dad did a company, let's just say it's about 60 years old now. The company is, my dad worked really hard, wore a suit when he did the presentations, never made a dime. We had 10 pounds of toothpaste and 100 rolls of toilet paper. So for me growing up, someone would say, well, network marketing doesn't work. Well, my dad never broke a world record in powerlifting. That didn't stop me from breaking one. So for me, when I saw network marketing, honestly, I saw average people making a lot of money from Kentucky. So I said, all right, if these guys can do it, this should be easy. And for me, the products work. So that's what got me excited about the opportunity. The reason I did the business, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. When I joined on the products, I didn't have a reason why. And when my little girl was born, I had a 6-figure income at my job, which we thought was a lot of money at the time. My wife was a stay-at-home mom, but when I didn't see my little girl, I saw her 6 days the first 4 months of her life. So I knew I did not want to work in those pyramid schemes in corporate America anymore. I wanted to find something that would give me time freedom and financial freedom. So August 2010, got my first check for $40, which I know is a lot. So in Kentucky, that's a lot. So I got our first check for $40. Wasn't going to do much. I also got a call the same day and I lost my job. So I was faced with an opportunity, and it was either go get another job and, you know, do that, or go against everybody. Go against your upline, go against everybody, and go full-time in network marketing. And so I decided against the odds to go full-time. Sold our couch and TV. That got us a 600-square-foot apartment to live in. That paid our bills for 2 months. 6 months in the company, we hit 10 grand a month. That's when I'll say we had full-time income. Prior to that, we were just broke, okay? It was a struggle, but I love this opportunity because I had a 2.0 in college, no experience. I was 23. Who's going to listen to me, right? But network marketing didn't look at my resume. They said, here's your opportunity, now go take it. And so I love that because I can make more than doctors and do in this business every day. And I skimmed through college. I majored in girls and minored in parties. So I didn't want to go to school. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. This gave me my first step in being an entrepreneur. 3 years later, we went from 600 square foot to 10,000 square feet. My wife is very supportive. We just had baby number 2 right over a month ago. And because of that, she's seen me way too much. So I'm hitting about 9 cities in the next 5 weeks, going like crazy because she's excited because where it's taken us from the 600 square foot apartment. But this has been a blessing. Was blessed with great upline. Mike Sims mentors me. That's why I have this watch, because he bought it for me. Great guy. But I learned early on that if you attach yourself to the right people and the right company, the sky's the limits because of the industry. So I appreciate all of you all that were in this way before all of us, that paved the way for each one of us. And I appreciate you for putting something together like this, guys. This is an incredible opportunity for us to come and learn from the best.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Luke will make about $500,000, about $500,000 this year, approximately. Yeah. How old are you?
27.
27 years old. Not bad. How are you doing at 27 for some of you that are a little older? Patty, why don't you tell everybody about you?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for inviting me on the panel. And my story is very simple. You know, when I got introduced to the industry, I was a full-time student, taking over 15 credits in college. I was a chiropractic assistant running the office. And what made me get started in this industry was, you know, I was working so hard already. You know, I lived on my own since I was 18 years old. I had 2 part-times in the weekend. And I was at 22 years old, and I couldn't even take care of myself. You know, and I'm like, what's going to happen when I have to actually have a family? And I was making good money at that time, you know, about, you know, over $15 an hour. And at 22 years old, you're like, yeah, you know, that's as exciting. And so what happened for me, I started looking around at the people that I knew that went to school, got good grades, got the good job, or so we thought. And, you know, most of my friends that I went to, you know, high school with, they graduated with degrees and they weren't working in the area that they studied. And I was going to school and I was like, well, what am I going to do with this? You know, am I really going to stick it out and actually find a job? And so this is when actually network marketing came into my life. And I figured, well, why don't I give it a shot? I don't got anything else to lose. And so I got started. And for me, it was when I was looking around that the people that had what I wanted, they weren't working jobs. They weren't working 9 to 5. They weren't doing any of these things. My dad was still a truck driver at, you know, 55 years old with 2 little siblings that they were little, you know. I worked for a doctor, and I didn't want his lifestyle either, and they're supposedly make the best money. And so I was like, well, something has to be different. And what I didn't realize was actually that network marketing was around my life the whole time. You know, I'm originally from Colombia, and my mom actually did, you know, Avon there and did very well. That's how she supported us. And when we came here to the United States, my aunt did another company as well, and she did very well. And so I'm kind of like the opposite. I had success stories around me. And so when I got started, I figured, well, if they did it, I can do it too. All I have to do is go out there and work because I saw them work and they had results. And so that's basically exactly what happened. And so, you know, for me, I had to make it work. I had to go out there and create success because my parents risked their life, literally, when they came to the United States. And so if I didn't go out there and do something for them and take care of them eventually, then I wasn't going to, you know, make their risk, actually their sacrifice, worth it. And so I didn't have any other options. And so that's why I did it. That was my why, is to be an example for my little brother and sister that I actually have. So they have somebody close to them. When they look at me, they're like, well, if Patty did it, I can do it too. I don't have to be average. I can challenge the status quo. You know, I don't have to be this person. And so, you know, it's been an amazing, amazing ride since then, you know. To be able to wake up whenever you want to wake up and do what you want to do. But I think the most satisfying part about this business is the fact that I don't know that I don't only have to have the chance right now to take care of myself and do whatever it is that I want, but I have the chance to take care of my family whenever they need it. I actually retired one of my aunts. I told her if my grandma ever needs anything, just call me. You'll have the money in the bank the next day. And there's nothing more satisfying than doing that because we know the hard times that people are in. And so to have that opportunity, to have that feeling of gratification, there's nothing that can beat that. And so I love this industry. I want, you know, the best part about it was that, you know, I had one of my high school reunions a little while ago, and people were still doing what they were doing when I first met them, you know? And it's interesting to know, like, you know, if you don't do something different, you'll end up exactly where you started. And so that's what I love about this industry, is if you go out there and you work hard, you'll have everything that you wanted.
Well done. And approximately how much are you going to earn in 2013?
550 plus.
About 550,000 plus. And wow, do you talk fast?
That's actually the slow
I want to
version.
hear you talk in Spanish because that has to be like light speed. so fast. It was like Randy Schrader talking like double time.
Actually, I was doing a Spanish presentation in Mexico once, and I said, if I start talking too fast, please just raise your hand and let me know, because to me, I'm literally teaching myself to talk slower, and I had so many people in the back, they're like, we don't understand what you're saying.
I love it. I love the passion. All right, Jared Wilkins, your turn. Love the shirt, love the shoes, man.
Appreciate it.
Looking sharp.
Well, I want to say ditto to everybody's story. I'm the senior statesman of the group. I'm 30, turned 30 in September. And, you know, I came into this industry or this profession in 2004. And my story was not like many of these rock stars here. I failed. Anybody ever failed at anything? I failed. I failed forward. For 4 years in this business, I struggled. I tell people that you couldn't pick me out of a one-person lineup as somebody who would be successful here. But I was born in the States and raised over in Nigeria. My mother is from Nigeria. My dad is from Alabama. Shout out Mike Sims. And they met in law school in Houston. And I had a chance, a very fortunate chance, to go and live in Nigeria for 6 years. And everything in terms of what you experience in a third world country, I experienced. No running water, no electricity, all of the things that we take for granted in the United States of America. And so when I got back to the US, I made a very solid decision, and that decision was I will never be broke again. And so as chance would have it, I was working a corporate job and doing pretty well. I was balling out of control, making 60 grand a year. And a friend invited me to a meeting. I went to see the meeting, didn't want to get started, but you know, she kept bugging me, so I got started so they could stop bugging me. And they followed up with me and had me come out to a bigger meeting. And at that meeting, this is why I always teach, meetings make money. At that meeting, I met my mentor. He'll be speaking later on the day. He's a 7-figure a month earner. But I met him back in 2004. And I've learned now that you learn either through mistakes or through mentors. And so I got started with that company and started building the business, and as chance would have it, I failed. I kept going through that cycle, and Malcolm Gladwell talks about this in his book, Outliers. You have to put in 10,000 hours. But the key thing is that those hours are transferable. So I left one company, failed at another company, failed at another company, and landed in my current company in 2009. And that's when the light bulbs went off for me. 2009, I was struggling. I just had my daughter, Chandler. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I didn't have lights. I didn't have $150 to pay our light bill. Couldn't get a job. I'm what we call someone that has a PhD, public high school diploma. And so I couldn't get a job, but nonetheless, we were very serious. I saw the opportunity and I said, for this time, I'm really gonna take a major shot. And I'm gonna put that 100% into it. And things started to explode. We earned 6 figures within our first 9 months of the business. By my second year, we were north of $50,000 a month, and this year we'll close out close to $600,000 in income. So it's been a blessing.
Well done. Well done. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to start on the end, and I want to have the 6 most powerful minutes, most passionate minutes, most 30 and under, bringing the heat minutes ever. 1 minute from each of you. Tell this audience and tell the world, everybody watching, everybody's going to see this recorded later. Give them a message that you think is important for them. Stand up, sit down, whatever you want to do.
All right, well, you know, I just think we all have to, you know, look at where we are, you know, different companies, different, you know, product, service, whatever it might be, and just understand, you know, right now, you know, if you've ever wanted to be in the right place at the right time with the right people, it's literally right here, right now. I mean, right now the economy's terrible, job market is absolutely awful, and all of us have an opportunity of a lifetime to make a difference, guys. And the way you do that is having belief. You have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in your company, your upline, your mentors, your everything. And a lot of people in this room, I encourage you guys today, you guys show up for the weekend, pay a lot of money, take a lot of notes, but some of you guys haven't even closed yourself. So before you close anybody else into your business, you have to close yourself. And what I want you guys to understand is that there are already average normal people, know better than you, know smarter than you, already earning 6 figures a year, 7 figures a year, and everybody can do it. We're all normal average people with above average dreams and goals, you guys. So number 1, believe. Number 2, you have to have vision, man. You have to have vision of where you're gonna be. You have to see yourself in the future. You have to see yourself driving that car, living in that house. You know, retired mom, retired dad, have a nice car, have a nice house, man, traveling the world, donating to charity, donating to school in Guatemala. Whatever you want to go do in life, you have to visualize it up here first, because I guarantee you every single person up here saw their life they're living right now before it even happened, man. Okay, whatever, your mind, whatever you put up here, whatever you focus on grows. Okay, and as a leader, we're all leaders, regardless of your rank, regardless of your income, regardless of where you are in your company right now. Okay, we're leaders, and what leaders do is they create momentum. And the way you create momentum, number one, positive attitude. Positive attitude leads to high potential leads to all-out massive action, okay? And all-out massive action leads to results. So all of us should leave here on an absolute mission, okay? And you have to lead by example, man. Whatever you do, your team's gonna do. Whatever you don't do, your team's not gonna do, man. So you have to be a leader, and you have to just step up and have passion and belief and conviction and just understand that we're all God's highest form of creation, right? We're all God's highest form of creation, and just get that this right here, this is history in the making right now, because this network marketing professional is gonna literally save mankind, you guys. So you guys are a part of history. We're a part of history. We're learning from the Godfather right here, right now. So you guys gotta step up, step out, take all massive action, man, and 100% make it happen. Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. Woo-hoo! Nikolai, you're up.
I can't beat him. I will try. You know, people ask me and those who succeed, what did you do? But I think I work with a lot of young people, and I see a difference between the young and the older. Not always positive, but a big difference. The younger, they have more time, less issues, but they don't ask, is it difficult? They only ask what to do. So I think that is the key. Ask what to do and go 100%. That's all for 90 days.
Well done. Danian, you're up.
That's the easiest part here, to speak after these people. So, it's incredibly hard, by the way. Okay, anyways, 50 seconds left, that's cool. Okay, here we go. All I see is opportunity. What I see is opportunity for everybody right here, right now. And the thing is, we ask ourselves what to do, and we obviously learn everything here, we give it 100%. But what's so important also is that you know who you want to be. You know, most people that see me on stage or something like that, I mean, actually my ex-girlfriend called me a disappointment when you meet me after off stage, is because I'm not that outgoing as it seems to be. I actually like to spend time by myself, and the reason why I do that is I realize if I have a piece of paper and a pen in my hand, and I can just figure out and see this opportunity, who do I want to be? And that's my message. Everybody of you can be whatever you want to be, whoever you want to be, you can have whatever you want to have. And most people don't realize that, most people don't know that. And most people of you, if we put you up here who you want to be in 5 years, why is your life amazing in 5 years from now, you wouldn't be even able to tell. And as you're not even able to tell what exactly and specifically happened, you'll never get there. So if I can challenge you with one single thing, one single gift, ask yourself, who do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and then learn the 2 simple things that are important for being a champion. Number 1, the ability to create results and do it consistently every single day, and then anything is possible. I promise you, anything you want is possible, but you have to decide and go for it 100%. Thank you.
Well done, Daniel. All right, Luke, you're up, man.
I just encourage everybody, take what you've learned and actually apply it. I can't tell you how many of these things I've been to, and then I go back and I'm all excited, and then I don't do anything. Another thing I would encourage you to do, all the notes that you're taking, do a conference call with your team. I've set one up for Monday because some people, obviously, they make excuses, and others, like here, we make money. But they made an excuse they weren't here. But if you want your business to grow, you have to teach them what you've learned. So I encourage you to go back, apply what you've learned this weekend, and set a goal. Write them down. If you write them down, you'll go after them. When you're seeing everybody up here, don't be impressed, but understand that you can do it, right? That's the one thing you should take away. Guys, we're in our 20s, okay? We did it because we didn't think we couldn't. We're too dumb to know that it can't work, right? We have a lot of ambition, and we don't think things can't happen. I saw Mike Sims' Maserati. I said, if he can have one, I can have it too. Some people see that and they say, go Mike, or go Eric. Go for you, right? So you go pro, you become a professional, because in any profession, no amateurs make money, all right? So go pro, get your hopes up.
Awesome. Patty.
So I'm just going to address a challenge that I think we all have, but especially the younger group, is that we think that we have our whole life ahead of us. And so I live by a philosophy that I lived by my whole entire life. My mom passed away when I was 7 years old. She went one day to run an errand and never came back. And she was actually in a motorcycle accident. And ever since then, I decided that whatever I'm going to do it now, because tomorrow's never promised. And the problem that most young people have is that they think, well, next year, tomorrow, 2 years from now, I'm only 20, I'm only 19, I'm only 26, I'm only 30, I'm only 40. You're still young at 40, right? And so what happens is that we just procrastinate and procrastinate because we think we have all this time. But at the end of the day, you actually don't have the time, because tomorrow, something can actually happen. And so for me, that's what I do. I go out there and I do what I have to do, because tomorrow I may not even be here. So live to the fullest. And so that's exactly what you need to go out there and do. Is just go out there, do what you learn here today. Don't do it just because we're telling you to do it. Don't do it just because you want to go out there and have a lot of money. Yes, having a lot of money is amazing. Yes, being able to, not look at the menu and see what you have to pay, that's incredible too. But it's about the legacy that you're actually going to leave behind. To know that if something happens to me, my family's taken care of, my little brother and sister, they're taken care of, they can go to school if they want to. That's what's most amazing. And so go out there and actually do it because you have the time, because you have the choice, and because you have the options. And thank the person that actually invited you to this industry, because without them, you wouldn't have the opportunity that you have here today. Thank you.
Well done, well done. All right, Jared. Wrap us up, man.
All right. Well, I don't want to say a whole lot, but I want everybody to stand up real quickly. Stand to your feet real quickly, because you don't have what we say, you have what you say. The biggest thing that you have to understand about today and these events is this. There's one sale that you need to make. And all of us, whether we're on the stage, whether we're in the audience, this is the biggest sale you'll ever make in network marketing. It is selling yourself that you are good enough. As a matter of fact, I want you to repeat after me. Everyone say, I. No, say it a little louder so they can hear you out there. Say, I. Say it like you mean it. I am good enough. Say it again. I am good enough. Hug 3 people and tell them, you are good enough.
You too.
There's no shortcuts to this. It doesn't matter how old or young you are. You've got to pay the price, the full price. And everybody's expecting greatness. Everybody wants to be great. How many of you want to be great? Say, I do. Here's the thing about greatness. Greatness never goes on sale. You've got to pay the full price. If you look at what happened on Black Friday, yes, Macy's had a sale. JCPenney and all these stores had a sale. Louis Vuitton didn't have a sale. Gucci didn't have a sale. Versace didn't have a sale. Why? Because it cost what it cost. So what you've got to do today is don't just be inspired. Don't just get the information. Information is good, but if information was the key, we'll all be rich, skinny, and happy. What is the key is selling yourself on the fact that you are good enough. We love you guys.
Woo-hoo! Everybody give them all a big round of applause. Well done to all of you.